Discovered in 2015, the Diane's bare-hearted glass frog is long in name but small in stature. This inch-long species is one of more than 100 species of glass frogs. It's famed for their translucent skin, which leaves the internal organs visible. Native to the misty foothills of Costa Rica, this nocturnal insect hunter thrives in rain-soaked forests, invisible by day, active by night. Glass frogs may be small, but they have nothing on the Petiphragmoensis, which at only 0.3 inches in length isn't just the smallest frog, but the world's smallest vertebrate. It's the size of a housefly and has likely evolved to eat tiny invertebrates, such as mites, that larger predators overlook. This native of Papua New Guinea was discovered in 2009 by researchers who heard its high-pitched call, then scooped a leaf into a plastic bag to figure out what was making the noise. 3. In addition to its diminutive size, it is unique in that it has no tadpole stage, hatching instead as a miniature of the adult. With a face like a grumpy plush toy and a squeak that melted the internet, the desert rain frog became an online sensation. Found only along a narrow coastal strip in Namibia and South Africa, this nocturnal amphibian hides beneath the sand by day to stay cool and moist, emerging at night to feed. Sadly, diamond mining and development threaten its fragile habitat. It's currently listed as near threatened by the IUCN. Nicknamed the Pac-Man frog for good reason, the ornate horned frog is practically half-mouth and all appetite. Native to Argentina, it lies in wait on the forest floor, lunging at insects, lizards, rodents, and even fellow frogs. Its colorful, splotchy red and green body provides excellent camouflage, but its poor judgment is famous. Some have choked on prey far too large. In the wild, it's the ultimate example of bite now, think later. The hairy frog, also known as the horror frog or Wolverine frog, will intentionally break its toe bones when threatened, which then poke through the skin to act like claws. These bones later retract, and the damaged tissue heals. It's the only animal researchers know of with such a defense mechanism. The name horror frog is also fitting due to the hair-like growths on the sides of the males called dermal papillae. This growth is thought to help breeding males consume more oxygen, which comes in handy during long periods spent underwater, guarding eggs laid by females. They mostly live in Cameroon, in West Central Africa. If camouflage were an art form, the Vietnamese mossy frog would be a master. Native to northern Vietnam's caves and forest streams, its mottled green-black skin mimics moss-covered rocks to perfection. It hunts cockroaches and crickets but evades predators like snakes by rolling into a ball and playing dead. Equal parts creepy and clever, the golden poison dart frog might be small, but it packs a mean punch. Each 2-inch frog has enough toxin to kill 2 elephants or 10 grown men. How the tiny frogs manage to be so toxic is still a mystery to researchers. But one hypothesis is that it can be traced to poisonous plants eaten by their own insect prey. In captivity, where those insects are absent, the frogs lose their deadly touch. Historically, the indigenous Embera people would use the venom on the tips of their blowdarts for more effective hunting. The frog is abundant in its rainforest habitat of coastal Colombia, but the shrinking forest of this forest has put the frog on endangered species lists. Unlike its golden cousin, the Indian bullfrog is more performer than poison. Each mating season, males transform from olive green to highlighter yellow with brilliant blue throat sacs, belting out love songs across rice paddies and ponds. At 6 inches, it's India's largest native frog, and once popular on the menu. Today, it's an invasive species in the Andaman Islands and farmed in parts of Asia. A true ambush predator, the Brazilian horned frog buries itself in leaf litter with only its eyes exposed, lying in wait for an unlucky passerby. Growing up to 8 inches long, it has jaws strong enough to take on prey its own size, and sometimes larger. Native to Brazil's lowland forests and marshes, it's both impressive and intimidating. Named after naturalist Alfred Russel Wallace, this gliding frog, Rhacophorus nigropomatus, leaps from danger with an elegant parachute of webbed toes. Found in the rainforests of Malaysia and Borneo, it can soar up to 50 feet between trees. Almost entirely arboreal, it only descends to lay eggs above water. Once hatched, tadpoles drop from their suspended nest into the pool below. A perfectly timed leap of life, or death, if the nest hangs above dry land. Living on the sheer rock faces of the Guiana highlands, the Venezuela pebble toad has developed a hilarious yet effective escape tactic. It stiffens its body and cartwheels down the mountain like a living boulder. Because it's so small and light, the tumble does no harm. It's not much of a jumper, but this strategy offers a quick getaway from tarantulas and snakes. The Suriname toad is a Southern American species distinguished by its large size, flat back, and small eyes. It also has no tongue and cannot croak. Instead, it taps two bones in its throat to make a high-pitched, sharp click noise. This toad is an aquatic ambush hunter, camouflaging itself like a leaf against the bottom of rivers and flooded forest areas, and lying in wait until prey comes along. It eats small fish, crustaceans, worms, and other invertebrates. Its reproductive habits are perhaps its strangest feature. The toads mate underwater, and the female releases batches of 3 to 10 eggs at a time, which the male ushers onto her back. The eggs sink into the skin, forming pockets that hold the young through the tadpole stage. When her offspring finally emerge, it is as fully developed toads. Shaped like a balloon and living most of its life underground, the elusive purple frog surfaces only 2 weeks a year to mate during monsoon season. With a pig-like snout and bloated body, it's adapted to feeding underground, sucking up ants and termites without ever seeing the light of day. It's one of Earth's most evolutionarily distinct frogs and faces threats from habitat loss in India's Western Ghats. Few frogs rival the splendor of the Malagasy rainbow frog. With bold colors, white, red, green, and black, it's a climber and a burrower, using both talents to dodge predators and escape Madagascar's flash floods. The species was listed as critically endangered from 2004 to 2008, until researchers discovered it was more abundant than once thought. It remains an endangered species due to shrinking habitat and high demand in the pet trade, though its export has been illegal since 2014. With its jagged silhouette and earthy tones, the Malayan horned frog looks more like a pile of leaves than a living animal. Found in Southeast Asia's rainforest floors, its exaggerated nose and horn-like eyelids make it almost invisible, until it lunges for prey. At over 5 inches long and armed with a booming honk, this ground dweller is a master of disguise with a voice that carries. Thanks for watching this video. Is there any frogs I missed? Let me know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.